Hello everyone, I am Harika Shinde from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering and I am from Computer Science and Engineering branch. Today I am here to share and present my AET concept video of a course Programming with Objects. My topic is steps in JDBC connectivity and JDBC components. Let's start. Introduction. JDBC or Java Database Connectivity is a specification from Sun Microsystems that provides a standard abstraction, that is API or protocol for Java applications to communicate with the various database. It provides languages with Java database connectivity standards. It is used to write programs required to access databases. JDBC, along with the database driver, is capable of accessing databases and spreadsheets. The enterprise data stored in a relational database can be accessed with the help of JDBC APIs. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity, which is a standard Java API for database. Independent connectivity between the Java programming language and a wide range of database. The JDBC library includes APIs for each of tasks mentioned below that are commonly associated with the database usage. Making a connection to a database, creating SQL or MySQL statements, executing SQL or MySQL queries in the database, viewing and modifying the resulting records. Fundamentally, JDBC is a specification that provides a complete set of interface that allows for portable access to underlying database. Java can be used to write different types of executables such as Java applications, Java applets, Java servlets, Java serve package, that is JSPS, enterprise Java beans, that is EJBS. All of these different executables are able to use a JDBC driver to access a database and take advantage of the stored data. JDBC provides the same capabilities as ODBC, allowing Java program to contain database independent code. Purpose of JDBC: enterprise applications that are created using a Java EE technology need to interact with the database to store application specific information. So, interacting with the database requires efficient database connectivity, which can be achieved by using ODBC, Open Database Connectivity Driver. This driver is used with the JDBC to interact or communicate with the various kinds of database such as Oracle, MS Access, MySQL, and SQL Server database. Components of JDBC. There are generally four main components of JDBC through which it can interact with the database. They are as mentioned below: JDBC API, JDBC driver management, JDBC test suite, JDBC ODBC bridge drivers. First, JDBC API. It provides various methods and interfaces for easy communication with the database. It provides two packages as follow, which converts the Java SC and Java EE platforms to exhibit VORA, that is write once run everywhere capabilities, that is java.sql.star colon javax.sql.star semicolon. It also provides a standard to connect a database to a client application. JDBC driver manager. It loads database specific driver in an application to establish a connection with the database. It is used to make a database specific call to the database to process the user request. JDBC test suite. It is used to test the operations such as insertion, deletion, updation being performed by the JDBC drivers. JDBC or ODBC bridge drivers. It connects database drivers to the database. This bridge translates JDBC method call to the ODBC function call. It makes the user The use of package that includes native library to access ODBC characteristics, that is sun.jdbc.odbc. Now, here it is an architect of a JDBC connectivity. First, it is a Java application, again JDBC API, again it is connected to JDBC Drive Manager. Now, the Drive Manager has three blocks, that is JDBC driver, and other JDBC driver. Now, JDBC driver is managed by Oracle, and another one is SQL service, and another one is ODBC data source. Now, the common JDBC components. The JDBC API provides the following interface and classes. First one is driver manager. This class manages a list of database drivers, matches, connection requests from the Java application with the proper database driving user communication subprotocol. The first driver that recognizes a certain subprotocol under JDBC will be used to establish a database connection. Driver. This interface handles the communications with the database server. You will interact directly with the driver objects very rarely. Instead, you use driver manager objects, which manages objects of these types. It also abstracts the details associated with the working with driver objects. Connection. This interface with all methods for contacting a database. The connection object represents communication context. That is, all communication with database is through connection object only. Statement. You use objects created from this interface to submit the SQL statement to the database. Some derived interface accepts parameters in addition to executing stored procedures. Now, result. These objects hold data retrieved from a database after you execute an SQL query using statement objects. It acts as an iterator to allow to move through its data. SQL exception. This class handles any errors that occur in a database application. Now, types of JDBC architecture. The JDBC architecture consists of two-tier and three-tier processing models to access a database. They are as described below. Two-tier. A Java application communicates directly to the data source. The JDBC driver enables the communication between the application and the data source. When a user sends a query to the data source, the answer for those queries are sent back to the user in the form of results. The data source can be located on a different machine on a network to which a user is connected. This is known as client or server configuration, where the user's machines acts as a client and the machine having the data source running acts as a server. Three-tier model. In this, the user's queries are sent to middle-tier services from which the commands are again sent to the data source. The results are sent back to the middle tier from there to the user. This type of a model is found very useful by managing information systems directors. Java application that needs to communicate with the database has to be programmed using a JDBC API. JDBC driver supporting data source such as Oracle and SQL Server has to be added in Java applications for JDBC support, which can be done dynamically to run at runtime. This JDBC driver intelligently communicates the respective data source. Working of this was the working of a JDBC, creating a simple JDBC application. Here it is a code for creating a simple JDBC application. Package com.vinag.jdbc. We are importing java.sql. Now public class JDBC demo public stat. Here we are defining a main function string Now values are assigned to 109 and but class for name, driver class name. Now connection is assigned to driver manager get connection statements. The above example demonstrates the basic steps to access a database using a JDBC. The application uses the JDBC and ODBC bridge driver to connect the database. You must import java.sql is a package. It is a package you must import to provide basic SQL functionality and and use the classes and use the classes. Thank you. This was my PPT regarding JDBC connectivity and its components.